Please, I know my feet are so disgusting, but I really need you to rub my feet for me, please.
Listen, but I love Kelsey.
Please.
I think that I would be an excellent winner for Big Brother Canada because I have been integral and I just came here to make friends.
Oh, yeah, sure, man, sure, yeah, for sure. Give me the lotion, I'll rub your feet.
And yeah, I just think that I'd be really good.
Oh, thank you so much. I was going to self-evict if you didn't.
Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special Big Brother Canada 4 postseason show with your runner-up, Kelsey. Now, let me let you guys know, if you are watching this back in YouTube, you can click on these buttons, thumbs up and subscribe, iTunes, 5-star rating and a nice review, but the best way you can help support our shows is to become a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to the patron group, shows, content, giveaways just for patrons. It'll help us get a new computer and software, apparently. And if you guys want to update Big Brother 18, check out yourrealityrecaps.com/bb18 updates. Or if you want to support us by getting the feeds, check out yourrealityrecaps.com/feeds to get the feeds from us. But now, without further ado, let's get to the lady you all want to hear from. It's your runner-up, Kelsey!
Hi!
How are you doing, Kelsey?
I'm doing good. Just, living my life at home. It's great.
Having fun? Relaxing?
Yeah, a lot of relaxing. I actually, rarely leave my house, but when I do, it's a lot of fun.
I got a secret for you, Kelsey. The reason I do this is because I don't like leaving my house either.
Perfect job. This is what I gotta get into.
I know, it is. It's good. You get to stay home. What's better than being home, honestly?
Seriously. Especially when you got a little chihuahua running around.
You have a little chihuahua?
Yeah, Harley. She's my baby. I miss her.
You have to show us her before the show ends.
I'll go get her. I'll go get her at some point.
Okay. I used to have 2 chihuahuas.
You did?
I did. I used to have a boy and a girl.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Harley's my baby. I miss her so much. So now she comes everywhere with me now.
Oh, good. I love it. I love hearing that. All right, Kelsey, we have so much to get to. I want to let everybody know right now, if you guys have questions for Kelsey, the first thing you should do is spread the word. Megaphone, sideways Pac-Man. This is not me being cool. Sideways Pac-Man, square up arrow, and become a fan, and then leave your questions in the chat room. Dana is in here. She'll be grabbing them. Or you can tweet us them with hashtag YRRLive. But Kelsey, right off the bat, you have to do me a favor.
Yes.
All season long.
Oh, just a second.
Oh, is there? Okay, go ahead. Get it. I was like, there's a burglar.
Just a second.
Oh, it's a black chihuahua.
Isn't she so cute?
Hi, baby.
Say hi.
Oh, she's so cute. How old?
She's 9.
Oh, that's adorable. I bet she went crazy when you came home.
Oh, yeah, she lost it. She was so happy.
Oh, I am sure she lost it. Okay, so Kelsey, all season long, right here at Reality Recaps, we have had one of your #1 fans who is a teenager, and she loves you and is so supportive of you. Her name is Rockstay.
Rockstay. Awesome.
Can you say hi to Rockstay?
Hello, darling. Thank you so much. You guys have no idea how much the support means to me. It's honestly, getting out of the house, it's so stressful, it's so hard, and having you people have my back is just so amazing.
Oh, well, we definitely all love you and we support you. I want to get another thing out of the way off the bat. So everyone, we're going to be real clear. This is it. Don't ask 900 more times during the show. Kelsey, what is going on with you and Jared?
Everybody day. That's all anybody wants to know. Jared and I, just like we were in the house, we're amazing, great friends. We're in contact. We talk every single day. He's actually coming to Calgary this weekend. He's going to go do some appearance stuff, and we're going to see each other. And me, him, and Raul are going to have a great weekend together. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see Jared. It's been a while. So yeah, we're good. We're friends. We're doing our thing. We're going to see how it goes.
Because to be very clear, you were not a couple in the house. I think that, right? Like, you wouldn't say you were a couple. So go ahead.
I think that's the thing is, like, because we were working so close together and we got so close because it's impossible not to in that house. And he is such an amazing guy, and we do have so much in common. Like, he really was my rock in the house. I needed him and he needed me. And, but yeah, like it's such a different situation because we're locked in this house together and we need each other. And
right.
But yeah,
right.
If nothing else, we're really, really just great friends, you know?
I think like viewers and fans that love a showmance, that want a showmance, that want to root for a couple, it's hard for them to understand, like, you're not a real life couple. You're a couple in the house because that's that world that you two are existing in. And now it's the real world.
Exactly. And and regardless, we're going to continue to be great friends. But he's in Winnipeg and I'm in Calgary, and we're going to see each other, and we're going to continue. We're always going to be in each other's lives. You know, we shared this crazy experience together, but
right.
Who knows what's going to happen, pretty much.
I know what I want to happen.
Everybody wants that to happen.
Oh, well then I would be not like everyone.
Why? What is it? What do you want?
I think you can do better than Jared.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to say that. Jared.
You don't have to say that. I'm saying that on behalf of me. Yeah. I think Jared is a good person, and I do not judge anybody outside of the game for what they did inside of the game. I just didn't like some of the ways he treated Kelsey in the game.
Yeah, you know, like, it's just, I'm somebody that really loves my freedom. You know, I like to be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want to do it. And that's kind of why I've been single for 5 years. So yeah, there were some times where I felt a little bit tied down maybe by him, but right. You know, the good really outweighed the
right. I have to say, Kelsey, as someone who has been married for, 10 years, run.
Yeah.
Don't wow. You have your whole life, Kelsey. You got your whole life.
I know that. Yes, I've always known that.
Have fun. Let's get into some questions. I actually want to take the first one over on Twitter from Roxday. And she wants to know, Kelsey, why did Cassandra's actions during your final 2 speech distract you to the extent that it did?
Okay, so when it comes down to Cass, it was really like, and my whole game really was building relationships. And I knew that Cass was, you know, lying and manipulating, and I knew that she was trying to do it to me, but like I thought we were such great friends that I could kind of see through that for the most part. And so when she walked out of the house that day, like, we left on really good terms. Like, I thought we were still really great friends. And I thought that she was going to walk out of that house and have my back and campaign to jury for me to possibly win, especially because we had each other's backs the entire time. And so I stand up, and you have to understand, I'm so nervous. Like, you know, this is my final speech after all this. And I look out into the crowd, and Cass is doing her thing, you know, that she would do. And I was really caught off guard because I was thinking, like, right. Are you doing that to me? Like, I thought that we were such great friends. And so then I was like, it's okay, just keep going. And I try and keep going, and she keeps doing it. And it just threw me off just because I didn't think that Cass would ever do that to me. I knew that
right.
she did it to people, but since we had such a good friendship, I wasn't expecting that from Cass. So it sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. It's okay.
Well, now all right, I'll say this. Now, I didn't know about the part. We didn't see that.
That stuff, yeah.
We just saw the eye roll, which is all Cassandra said she did on, like, we had Cassandra on a few days ago, and that's also what she said she did. So now that's interesting, Cassandra, but follow up from Be a Hoot in the chat room wants to know, so what's your relationship like with Cassandra now?
Honestly, I don't really know. I actually haven't reached out or contacted Cassandra in any way. And it is kind of heartbreaking because I really did like Cassandra, you know, when people would kind of say that she was crazy or say that she was this or say she was that. And I would always be like, yeah, but I kind of like her for being all those things. Like, I think she's funny and I think that, you know, she's a good girl and she's playing the game her own way. And I respect that. And I do respect her game. But so we'll see. The last final straw when she didn't vote for me in the end and when she kind of messed up my speech, it did kind of break my heart a little bit, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure we'll forgive each other.
I will say this. I will say, yes, I have seen it. We've been doing this for 5 years now. We've been doing it for all the Big Brother season. The emotions are always very raw when people get out of the house. And I don't at all mean it as an insult, but someone like you that is a more emotional player and played more with your feelings than a Cassandra who's more strategic, I think it takes longer, you know, for you guys to work those sort of things out.
Yeah. And it's like, it is what it is. And yeah, it hurt, but like, I do understand that it was a game ultimately, but yeah.
Right. Now, the last comment that I see a lot of people are making in the chat room is, what do you want to say to people who basically said, or saying Cassandra kind of acted that way because she felt like you took credit for her game moves?
Okay. All right. So with me and my game versus Cassandra's was, I recognized that we were playing two very different games. You know, Cassandra could be the person that would come to me and say, we're going to be actresses and be this person's best friend today.
Right.
And I do think that I probably could have done that, but I also knew that Cassandra would go do those things for me. Cassandra would go and tell these lies and manipulate people the way that she does for me. And so I respect that. The week that she was supposed to leave, when you know, I was HOH and her and Tim were on the block, and then Joel ended up leaving. That's the thing. I've watched the show, and you don't really see it in the show, but that was my move, keeping Cassandra. I wanted Cassandra there, not even just on a game level, but just to have her in the house with me. And I went to the boys, and I convinced them to keep her that week. And it sort of makes it seem like it was Cassandra that did it, but it honestly wasn't. That was my move. And so when I'm sitting in the room saying to her, like, Cassandra, you're here this week because of me, I think that people think I'm trying to take credit for something that's like, no, it's like I truly did make that move. That was my move. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, no, that makes complete sense. Dove Inc. in the chat room wants to know, would you have ever considered taking Tim to the final two?
I don't think so. You know, like, the brothers had my back the week that Jared left, and then we just continued to have each other's back moving forward. And yeah, I gave them my word, and that was something else that I really valued about my game, is that once I gave somebody my word, like, I wanted to stick true to that, and I wanted to be that person that people could trust. And if you want to be that person, then you have to say something and then actually do what you say. And I think that the brothers did play a great game, and they did play awesome. And yeah, there was a part of me that thought I could beat them, but I would also be very, very proud of them if it was them that won.
Are you, like, some of your cast members have a very, like, strong opinion on it that they only wanted a Canadian to win. Would you have been one of the people that would not have liked it if Tim won?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think that for me, it was more when people would say the internationals, it was with Nikki. I thought she was so great. I thought she was so hilarious. I loved her, but like, she didn't really play the game. Tim actually, you know, got his hands dirty and he got into it and he made alliances and he fought for that veto and he played the game. And I can respect that. It doesn't matter if you're from Australia or Canada. It doesn't matter. You came here, you were invited here, you got into the house, you played the game great. If Tim would have won, I would have been so proud for him. I think he did a really good job.
Oh, good. I absolutely love hearing that. So also, I guess you are obviously happy with the brothers' win. Lots of people in the chat room want to know how you feel about their win in their game, specifically Hooker, Steven, Kelsey. What do you think? Hooker Stevens' his name. What do you think of the brothers' win? How do you feel about it?
I'm so proud for the brothers, you know, because they didn't just win the game, but they got so much closer together, you know, their brotherhood became so much stronger. And I got to know them so well in the last couple of weeks, you know, we were working together and we did everything together and we won the comps and took each other, and of course I wanted to win. Of course I would have been happy if it was me, but if it was anyone else, I'm so happy for the brothers. I'm glad it was them.
Now, XOXO Feedsters, who updated or live tweeted the season a lot, she has a theory about the brothers, and like you said, you got really close with them. So she has a theory that they are in reality just a bunch of puppies stacked on top of each other.
Aw.
Is that true?
Well, it's funny because they are kind of like little puppies, you know, like they're so sweet, and yeah, when they get backed in a corner, they kind of lash out. But the brothers are really, really, truly just like great guys, and I really saw that the week that they were going to choose between Maddie and Ramsey or Jared and I, and so far Jared and I had been playing this very honest, trustworthy game, and the brothers respected that, and I think that they would have taken Jared to the end, knowing that he possibly could have beat them, just because they had confidence in themselves, and because that is the kind of game they would play. They would rather take somebody like Jared who might beat them to the end than take a floater who they think that they would win for sure. And I really respect that about the brothers and their game.
Right. I also want to let everybody in the chat room know that the number one fan of this show, and you already did this, Kelsey, but the number one fan is going to win Kelsey's autograph. So I forgot to say that too. Now, let's line it up for a moment, Kelsey.
Okay.
Because I have a question.
Okay.
Are you aware that Raul is gay?
Raul?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, right.
Okay, then why? Look ahead. Do you know where I'm going with this?
Keep going.
Angie, in the chat room, tons of more people want to know, Kelsey, what was going on with that wrestling?
Oh my God. I honestly, it's funny because Raul and I met, and it was literally like day 2. We made an alliance. Raul was my very first alliance. We met and we just clicked, and
right.
I very much realized that he's gay. Like, he just, he contoured my face and tits. So I think then was a pretty big sign that he was gay. We just had so much fun together. We met each other, and it was just like we were instantly kindred spirits. And we have so much fun together. And I love that he's gay. Great. We can talk about boys together. It's perfect. And
oh, no, I was kidding about that. I was saying because people were specifically talking about that wrestling moment. Raul was on the show a few days ago. I don't know if you watched it.
But no, I didn't. What did he say?
Well, he said that you wrestled him and you might have grabbed his butt a lot during the wrestling, and that it turned him on and he might want to have relations with you.
Yeah, he says that all the time. He's like, maybe we should have this showmance. Wouldn't it throw everybody off if we were together?
You should have done it.
Yeah, why not? It'd be fun. Something different.
Here is a great question from Carib1985, and she wants to know, do Nick and Phil know about the conversation between you and Jared regarding the brothers during their HOH?
Yes, when I went in and was like, you need to be a man and go in there and fool those little boys.
Right.
Yeah, they know. Of course, they've seen the show and we've talked about it. And, I said, I'm like, sorry if I've said anything. But they need to understand that it's a game. And this is the person that I was working with. And he was just instantly defeated. He wouldn't even go try and talk to those brothers. So in that moment, I just said, you know what? Like, I'm going to give this guy a pep talk, and I'm going to get him up off his ass and into that room to go talk to those brothers. Like, it was so frustrating for me because I tried for so long to get Jared to trust them and them to trust Jared, and like I was sort of in the middle trying to hold those two together, and I did. And in the end of it, I did. I made it work. So yeah, the brothers know. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean anything by it.
And I didn't mean it was a great question. That was just my transition sentence. Austin Ashford 4 over on Twitter wants to know, Kelsey, looking back at your game, would you have been more, or looking back at your game, would you have a more ruthless strategy if you were to play again?
See, that's the thing. I've thought about, like, if I was to play again, what would I do? And I really liked my strategy because for me it was my own strategy because I didn't know the game. That was the thing. When this all came about, it was I could either go one of two ways with this. I can watch every single season, study people's strategies, and come up with something that I think is great, or I can just go into that house, be myself, make relationships with people, and do it that way. And I'm proud of the way I played the game. And that is, I left that house that day the exact same person that I did when I walked in, and I never compromised who I was to play the game. And in doing that, I built real relationships, and I built trust with people, and I built connections, and I had a lot of people behind me because of that. And when you're in that house, it's hard because you're kind of clinging to this little left of reality that, you're missing that. You miss that from home. You miss the people that you trust, and you miss those kinds of people. So if I went back, I think that maybe, oh man, I feel like it's too early to even think about what I would do if I go back. I'm still trying to figure out what I just did.
Right. Would you go back? I know it's I know it's very soon. Would you go back if you had the opportunity to go play like on an all-star season?
Yeah, I definitely consider it for sure. It was fun. It was an experience, so.
A lot of people always want to know this. If you had to go back, like let's say, so now they are like, Kelsey, you're coming back. It's an all-star season. But you have to play it like the brothers, and you are tied to another person for the whole game, acting as one player. Who would you pick to be tied to?
Okay, does it have to be from the show or?
Give me one from your show and one from whoever you want. Okay,
so my sister, definitely. I used to say to the brothers all the time. I'd be like, you guys are so lucky that you have each other. Like,
right.
I'd do anything to have my sister here right now. And she's so cute and adorable that everyone would just love her anyways. But and then from the show, I would probably work with Levita. Like I wanted to work with Levita from the get-go, and like we complement each other really well. Like we're a lot alike, but we're also very different. And yeah, I think that we should have been working together from the beginning. And so if I went back, yeah, I would take my sis or Levita.
Rafe wants to know, let's talk a little bit about Levita, and your time with her in the secret room. But, Rafe wants to know, when you returned to the house, why did you not keep the information you learned from Levita to yourself?
Okay, so really the only information that I said was the Mitch thing. And for me, it was just like, I've been gone from Raul and Jared for this whole week. I want to talk to them. And I kind of told Jared, not really thinking that he would tell Raul. And then he told Raul, and then I was hoping Raul would keep it quiet. But like, we also got a little bit of wine that night, and it did kind of blow up. I maybe should have waited, but in the long run, it worked out because bottom line, it was Mitch that we had to get out, and it was going to get out there anyways. So it would have been better to maybe just keep it a little bit more quiet. But I sort of had faith in the fact that Jared and Raul could like maybe just keep their mouths shut, but they couldn't, and they didn't, and we figured it out.
Have you watched any of the season back yet?
Oh god, yeah. I watched like the entire season.
Oh, you're done.
Oh yeah, like I'd stay up till like 6 a.m, like holding my eyes open, like you have to watch all of this.
Okay, has anything surprised you, or what was one of the most shocking things that you learned that you didn't know was happening at the time?
I don't know. That's the thing. Even like one of the episodes I was watching where Dallas was like, Kels, cat's out of the bag, I'm going after Jared. Like, and I say to Raul, like, we know that. We know everything that's going on. And I really did feel like I always sort of had a pretty good grasp of everything that was going on. The one thing that surprised me and made me kind of mad was when I found out that Ramsey threw that HOH, that then Joel won and got me on the block. Like, I was like, Ramsey, come on. I was trying so hard in that comp, too. I was like, we got this. And yes, that one kind of made me mad.
But you're good with Ramsey now.
Oh, how could you not be good with Ramsey? He's so sweet.
Exactly. Name Dropper, speaking of moves in the game, or Name Dropper over on Twitter wants to know, what do you think was your best move in the game? What do you think was your worst move in the game?
Okay. Oh my goodness. My best move in the game. Okay. My best moves, I think, really were just how different my strategy was, and how, because of the player that I was and the relationships that I built, I really do think that I was the glue holding all of these people together, you know, like I had Cass, who then in turn I had Tim, and then I had the brothers, and then I had Jared, and then I had Raul, and together we just booted out all these people, and it was great. And coming back into the house after I spent that week in the room with Levita, she wanted me to be more strategic, and she wanted me to think outside of the box. So then I said to myself, okay, Jared and I had a conversation with Maddie and Ramsey and said, why don't we work together? Everyone thinks we hate each other. Like this could work really well. We'll just continue to make people think we hate each other, and then we'll move forward from here. You're not our target this week. Mitch was the target. And so that was the first move where it was something outside of what I would normally do for my own game. And that's the first time I made a deal with somebody, the first time I tried to work with somebody that I didn't have a gut instinct that I should. And then it blew up in my face, and I had to backtrack and, you know, get back to where I was and be like, okay, no, never mind. Let's continue working with these people who you know you have a good relationship with, and stick with that and stay true to yourself. It was when I started wandering off of my strategy that I started to not do as well.
Yeah. How do you feel, Angie Star 88 wants to know, how do you feel about Joel now?
I think that Joel is a very, very, you know, kind soul. He's very pure at heart, and I do think he's a really, really great guy. But then at the same time, I sort of had this, you know, this image of him, and then it all kind of blew up in my face at the end. And it's interesting because it's a game. So I feel like a lot of people, especially near the end where they were on their way out or kind of put under the microscope, or we had to blow up their game, like there was like a dark side to people that you saw that you never really saw before. So regardless, Joel's great. You know, like he's so sweet. He's so funny. He's got a great heart. He kind of turned a little bit on us at the end, but everybody sort of did. So Joel's great.
Big Zilla in the chat room wants to know, you mentioned in the beginning of this interview about watching seasons, but you also mentioned that you didn't complete a whole season. Do you have any regrets about not watching more episodes of the game before you went into the house, looking back?
A little bit. Like I did want to go in just with a completely clear mind. Like I wanted to just be like, okay, like let's do this thing. And that's kind of just my style, you know. I like to just jump into things and do it like that. But watching the season back, the thing that I wish that I would have done more was go to the diary room and tell people what I was thinking. And people were always talking to the cameras and you know, talking out loud a lot, and that's something that I didn't do. I kind of just, but because for me, I was just living my life, and in my normal life, I don't talk to a wall. You know what I mean? I just, so looking back, I wish that I would have known that I needed to go in there and say, like, this is exactly what I'm thinking and what I'm doing right now. I kept a lot of those things to myself, and so that would have been good to know. But
I definitely see it both ways. There is part of me that I feel like I would be a more strategic player, so I would probably want to study the game so much. But there's the complete argument to be made that then you're so much in your own head instead of trusting yourself.
That was sort of my thing. I was like, if I start looking and strategizing and saying, like, we have to do this, then I would end up, you know, like what some of the other people did, sit in a room by myself and just like think. And then I would drive myself crazy, and then I wouldn't be myself. I'd be this weird game version of myself. And then I think for me as a person who I am, like that was my best strategy. Looking back at the show and how I should have maybe, you know, spoke my mind. It's fine, but for me as a person, I'm happy that I went in, and you know what, I adapted really quickly, and I learned. I was on the block day 2, so it was like, oh my god, what am I doing here? Okay, this is what I'm doing here. This is what I need to do to stay in this house, and I learned the game.
Hey, and I hate to tell everybody watching, always pointing the wrong way. Second place, so I don't think we can fault it. It worked.
I know. That's what I keep saying to my mom. I'm like, what? Like I got second place.
Second place?
I could have fun, possibly. So,
and I mean, you know, it is a testament to your game because from what we see in our Big Brothers here in the States, anybody that gets to come back in goes right back out.
right.
And I mean, you made it all the way to the end. I mean, that's a testament as well to your game.
Yeah, and Joel used to say that. He was a super fan. He would say that all the time. He'd be like, whenever people come back in, they're usually out like the week after, like 1 or 2 weeks is the longest they stay. And yeah, and that was something that I was really proud of because when they were deliberating who they were going to bring back, should we bring back Kelsey? Should we bring back Levita? They all made a unanimous decision. If Levita comes back in this house, she will be our target and we will get her out next week. If Kelsey comes back in the house, she might make it to the end and you guys all need to be okay with that. And even though that was said, I was still brought back into the house because of my strategy, which was to be this, you know, happy, positive person that wanted to bring people together and I had such good relationships with people in the house that's what brought me back into the house, even though for them it was a really dumb move on their part. Like, good for me, but like all of them, minus Raul and Jared and, you know, my people, like,
right. It was and I mean, Levita also, like, I feel like that 100% is definitely true. And people had no clue how much Levita kind of tried to focus you a little bit more on and game, like, get in there and game these people.
Right. And which is great. And I give Levita so much credit because she helped me out a lot. She made this chart. We talked about everything and it was really, really great to have there with Levita. But the difference between Levita and I's game is the fact that she didn't know the people.
Right.
We'd be sitting there gaming and she'd be like, this person thinks this person thinks this. And I'd be like, no, like, this person actually thinks this. And like I had such a good relationship and connection with the people that like I knew that side of things. So she was only looking at the strategy and the game moves when I was looking at, but if you try and pull that card with that person, it won't work because this is the kind of person they are. You know, I remember there was like one scene where Nicholas was kind of just sitting, like looking off into the distance and Levita's like, look how hard he's gaming right now. And I was like, I think he's just thinking about cars. Like, I don't think he's gaming at all. So I give Levita a lot of credit, but I also give myself credit because we were very different players.
Now, let me ask you this, because obviously lots of us had crushes on the brothers this season, myself included.
Oh, they're so cute.
And you can not pick, but if you had to pick a Phil or a Nick, who would you pick?
I can't pick. I'm not doing it.
Okay, I'm gonna say, oh God, I hope I get it right. I am gonna pick Phil. I want Phil for you.
Yeah, you're right. It's probably, well, yeah, it's definitely Phil. Like, I love Nick.
I love Nick too. Nick, you are great, and I love you, but I like a Phil and a Kelsey together.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like a me and a Phil together, but that's not happening. So, second choice, you can have them. I think Kelsey, Redheaded Michelle in the chat room is saying, I think Kelsey and Levita would have been an amazing dynamic duo. I agree.
Yeah, no. And for me, because of my strategy, when I walked into the house, Levita and I walked in together, and she was the very first person that I sat on the couch with, and we were chatting with, and we were having these great conversations with, and then we go out and she wins that HOH. And I was just sort of thinking, now everyone's wanting to be her friend, but I was sort of hoping she would see past that. Like, it'd be like, well, of course they want to be your friend, your HOH. We became friends before you had any power, so maybe take that into consideration. And I truly thought, like, when I met Levita, I thought for sure that was the person I would be working with, hands down, 100%. And so then when she put me on the block, I was like, oh my God, what a stupid mistake that was. But okay, I guess now we have to, do this.
Well, speaking of Levita, Jason S. in the chat room wants to know, how are things with you and Levita now? Have you talked since the game has ended, since the season has ended?
Yeah, Levita and I are great. And that's the thing is, like, I feel like Levita got really caught up and almost lost in that game a little bit. And that week that we spent together in the room was so great because I got to just finally get to know her her. And yeah, we still played the game together, but she has such a kind heart and such a, like she's got such a good soul. And I really love that about Levita. And yeah, we've been texting, and we're going to New York for this premiere party. So we're going to get ready together and go out. And I love Levita. I think Levita's great.
Okay, so this is what we were going to talk about this too, but let's talk about it now. So you will be at the New York City premiere party for Big Brother 18 on June 22nd. I'm not sure if Missy is still in the chat room, but if she is, I think there still might be some VIP tickets available. So, there, as of today, we know there are?
I don't know 100%, but I know that there was quite a few left. So.
Yesterday, they were almost sold out. So that's why, like, it was breaking news yesterday. They were almost sold out. Anyway, I believe it's New York City premierparty.com. Somebody will post the link in the chat room. We'll be there. We'll be on the red carpet. The brothers are coming. Cassandra's coming. Levita's coming. Joel's coming. I'm sure there are even more people coming. So
excited. Yeah, I love New York. New York's fabulous.
Oh, good. We can partay then in the city together. It'll be fun. A lot of people. Oh, Levita is in here, and she says, "Love you, lady."
Hi, Levita. Love you.
I was right. It is nycpremierparty.com is where you get them. Sword Owner Shady has a great question. He says, if you could have changed any of your juror questions, which one would it have been?
If I could have changed the question that they asked?
Yeah. So, let's say sure. If you could have changed your answer to any of the questions, which one would you have changed?
I think the thing that I wanted to get across, even just in like my final speech, which it didn't happen, which is disappointing, but the thing that I wanted to get across was the fact that I think that a strategy like art is objective, something that you think is this great strategy that you think that you need to lie and you need to manipulate and you need to flirt with the boys and use people to get where you need to be. I think that that's what people wanted me to say. I think that people wanted me to stand up and say, you're right. I was manipulating everybody. These aren't my friends. I was using every single one of them. And I know that that's what they wanted me to say, but I wasn't going to say that because that wasn't my strategy. My strategy was what I said it was. It was to make relationships and to use positivity and to be kind. And that is not necessarily a Big Brother strategy. So I think that that's the thing that people couldn't wrap their heads around. Like, why are you here then? And that's the thing that I wanted to say. I want to win. I'm sitting here now because I want to prove to people that this is a strategy. Like, I used it and here I am. And, I wanted to prove to people that you can win this game using a completely unorthodox strategy that nobody actually gives credit to because I did it. So, yeah.
Right. And I mean, I think it also speaks a lot to your character as a person as well. Like,
and that's the thing is I kept saying, like, you guys, like, I know that you feel so wrapped up in this life right now because you really do. Like that house becomes your entire world. And the thing that people needed to remember is we're going to leave this house one day. Like we're going to go back out into our real lives and like how do you want to present yourself and what kind of a person do you want to be and when you leave this house and don't let this game change you for the worse, So, it was something that I was thinking about.
Yeah. I mean, you made it to the final two. I find it hard. And I will say, I was a person who many times during the game was like, Kelsey, oh my God, what are you doing? Like, yes, Levita. But
I know.
You can't deny that you made it to the final two. People can't deny that the brothers made it to the end. Whether we loved the Mitches and the Cassandras and the people that we saw as more of the game players, they still let you guys get to the end.
They didn't let us get to the end.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, they didn't take you out, is what I'm saying. If they're such good game players...
That's what I'm sort of thinking. We got those players out. Like,
right.
We did. And so we need some credit for that. And yeah, Cassandra, Mitch, I'm not discrediting their game at all. They played great, Big Brother games, but in the end, we got them out. So
Right.
it is what it is.
It is. And I mean, for me, I would have been like, you all want me to say that I lied and manipulated. Where's my 100,000?
Oh, I know. But there was this other part of me that was like, I felt like the jury was so bitter. And it was such a surprise for me to see, because I was like, man, like, I'm trying to give these answers. I'm so nervous. I'm sitting there on this stage in front of all these people, and everyone in jury is just shaking their heads and doing that. And like, it was really hard to get out. And so then there was this part of me that was like, I think that I could have stood up and said anything. I could have stood up and said, I used every single one of you, blah, 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 blah. And they still wouldn't have voted for me. And then I would have been lying, and I would have, after everything that I'd worked for and the strategy that I'd been playing, to just give it all up like that at the end, it wasn't who I was. So I wasn't going to do that.
So I'll just ask you it directly and very specifically. So let's say a little magic fairy came on your shoulder and went, Kelsey, all you have to do is say you lied and manipulated these people all game and you're gonna win. You don't think you'd do it?
Trust me, I knew that. As soon as Mitch stood up and said, as soon as he said, fight for this, and I know Mitch's game. I knew Mitch's game. I knew the way he was playing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he was lying and acting and manipulating, which is very impressive. Kudos. I knew that that's what he wanted me to say. But that is my point, is that
you can't.
Strategy. I'm not going to stand here and say that that's what I was doing. I was utilizing players.
Right.
Players that I also had a genuine relationship with, and that's why they trusted me, and that's why, they had my back as much as they did. I'm not going to stand up and give into this thing just because people want me to say it.
Right.
That's not true. And so, yeah, I utilize players.
I think it makes you a really good person. Like, I think it makes you a really good person. And I mean, not saying it doesn't make you a good game player, but it speaks to your character. I think that you are not willing to compromise like morals in that thing. And I think it's what makes you a role model to a lot of people as well. You have let's say Rockstay, for example, in our chat room, loves you and looks up to you for your honesty and how you played the game. Serious question now, as if that wasn't serious enough. We have a very serious question. Do you know what the state above California is?
No, I don't.
Okay, it starts with an O. Okay, I'm going to spell a word. You have to say it. Okay, you're just settling a bet. This isn't about making fun of you. This is you're settling a bet that we have all season. What is the word OREGON spell?
Oregon?
Damn it. I say Oregon, Kelsey, and everybody tells me I'm wrong. But so far...
Same.
No, it's Oregon. You're correct. Only Mitch and I say Oregon, apparently.
I like that about you, though. Be different.
I will. How far, 68 Smiles wants to know, how far do you think you would have gone in the game without being in an alliance with Jared and Raul? Do you think you would have done better? I mean, I don't know how much better you could have done, but do you think it would have changed your game at all if you were not in an alliance with them?
Yeah, well, obviously it would have changed my game. It would have changed my game huge. The thing about being in alliance with them, though, is the fact that I was always the target, I remember just sitting there thinking, like, you guys are so dumb. Like, I'm the target, like, over Jared and Raul. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not discrediting myself at all, but they were such big players, both of them. They're strong competitors that could get far and could do whatever they wanted. And I was sort of the glue holding that all together. So, yeah, and you know what? Sometimes I fought harder for them than I did for myself. The week that I left the house, on day 28, like, I campaigned for Raul to stay in that house. The week that Jared was supposed to go on the block when the brothers were HOH, I was in there fighting harder for him than I was for myself, because I knew that I wasn't going to be going home that week. I knew it would be him. And And so, yeah, like it would have been different because, and you know, as soon as Jared left, I said, I'm like, this is now my game. I'm not fighting for anyone else. I'm working with the brothers, but this is my game now. And I did what I did. But at the same time, I truly, as a person, needed Jared and Raul. You know, they were my best friends in the house. I spent all my time with them. They made me laugh. They made me cry when they left. And so, yeah, it would have been a very different game, but I feel like it would have been a little sad without them.
Is there, tons of people have been asking, is there anybody you wish you would have worked with that looking back now?
I think all of the people that I was working with were amazing. Like I truly was working with the brothers from the beginning. I know that I would say, Jared, you can backdoor them, but that would have been Jared's move, not mine. And Cassandra, I loved Cassandra, thought she was funny. Just Levita, pretty much just Levita. I knew that Levita and I should have been working together. And I went into her room as soon as she put me up and I was like, dude, like, what are you doing? It's a terrible idea. And yeah, Levita, for sure.
What do you do? Well, let's start with this. Did you like being in the house with Nikki?
Yes. I thought that Nikki was so hilarious. Like as soon as both the internationals came, I was like, and because I don't know the game, it's like everyone else was freaking out about it. They're like, oh my God, these people, we have brothers, we have this. And I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like, why? Like, this is fun. Like, well, let's be excited. And, yeah, like I love Nikki. But you know, everyone saw she had her moments. So, but that's just Nikki. Just like how other people in the house are who they are. You just kind of have to accept her for who she is. And most of the time it was really hilarious, you know, when she came out and like became a troll. Like I was like, that's really funny. So you have to put up with some stuff when it comes to Nikki. But again, like the good outweighs the bad, and it's good to look at the positive.
Do you do a Nikki impression?
Oh man, I used to be so good at Nikki impressions. Let's see if I can do it. Okay. Okay. I think I did one when Dallas rubbed her feet.
Okay, go ahead.
She's like,
Dallas, please, I know my feet are so disgusting, but I really need you to rub my feet for me, please, Dallas.
and then Dallas is like, oh, yeah, sure, man, sure, yeah, for sure. Give me the lotion. I'll rub your feet.
Oh, thank you so much. I was going to self-evict if you didn't.
Oh my God, that was a good. I love how you all have different Nickies. Everybody has a good different Nikki. I love it. She insisted on doing impersonations of all of you, so I've been using them in the mashups of the edited show. They are definitely funny. Now I have a very serious question from the chat room. It is from RJ Mitchell.
Yes.
And she wants to know, Kelsey.
Yeah.
Can you please give us buddy passes to fly to the Canada finale next year?
Honestly, every time I tell anyone I'm a flight attendant, that's the very first thing they say. Oh, perfect. You can get me cheap flights. Yes. I will get every person on Twitter. No, I can't. I can't do that. Well, I wish I could. I'm sorry.
I just found out about this buddy pass thing. I think because of you being on this show, people are like, buddy passes. But I'm like, what the hell's a buddy pass?
A buddy pass is literally, I work for such an amazing company. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name. I used to not be able to, so I'm not going to. But pretty much, yeah, I give my friends, like if I want to go traveling somewhere and I want to bring somebody, then I get buddy passes and sign their name and then they come, but they're limited. I don't have like an unlimited amount. I have like a limited amount. So
let me ask you, this will be the only one unrelated, semi-related question. Let's say you are on the plane, you are working, and there is a passenger in first class. I don't know if that matters or not. And all of a sudden, they like have blood on their hand and they're like, I don't know what's happening. And they're like having a panic attack and the plane has not yet gone up in the air. It's still on the runway. What do you do in a situation like that?
Oh my God, that's like the flight attendant's worst nightmare. And that happens, and it's happened to me before. What you do is you take a deep breath, you remain very calm, you get on the phone and ask if there's a doctor or a nurse or somebody that can come help you. And if there's not, you deal with it, you figure it out. Stay calm. You have other flight attendants to help you, if not somebody else. And It'll be okay.
They remove you from the plane, Kelsey, is what they do. They removed me from the plane.
Oh, we're not up in the air yet.
No.
Oh, we're still on the ground. Oh, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Well, you can't fly if you're bleeding out of orifices and you don't know what's happening. Like,
Clearly, I found that out, which is why I was not in the house with Dana.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, it was fun time. It was real fun. I loved how the whole plane watched it.
Yeah, you're like, you had to be escorted.
Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, it was the best moment of my life. Okay. Here's a great question from Jess Rodriguez in the chat room. Did you take anything fun from the BB Can house? Like, did you take any mementos or anything?
Oh, I was thinking that it was here right now, but, okay, you can sort of, here, I'm gonna get it.
Go ahead. Hi, chat room.
So I made this.
Uh-huh.
From the flowers in the Have Not room.
Right.
And you see?
I see it.
And then, Big Brother doesn't know, but so I when I was in the Have Not room, I became really attached with this like kind of ratty red blanket, and
right.
In the scene where I'm crying, I'm like holding this blanket, and anyways, I stuffed that in my bag. I got it.
I'm pretty sure they know. Don't they go through your bag? I'm pretty sure that they go through your bag. Let me ask.
You could have it.
Let me ask you this. Do you remember being in, did you ever use in the bathroom, there were like the red deodorants and the blue deodorants that they rip the labels off of?
Purple one, yeah.
Oh, you used a purple one?
I have it.
Oh. Well,
why?
Somebody named Dana allegedly might have also stolen those from the Big Brother house. A red and a blue deodorant that we gave away to fans. We're trying to figure out whose they are.
So when we were our last few days in the house, Tim went around just like ransacking the house, trying to find anything that he could take. He was taking like Nair strips and condoms, soap, and he's like, "This is perfect. I could give this as a gift." Yeah, it was good.
Oh, wait, I stand corrected. Dana says no, she has a purple one. Well, that's not Kelsey's. Yeah. She took hers. Did Tim use the red one? We don't know. Mitchell's Moffat wants to know, what is your relationship with Mitchell like now?
That's funny. Mitch actually just texted me the other day. I think that Mitch is great. I've always thought that Mitch was great. Even when I met him, I was like, hey, do you want to share beds with me? Like, I knew he was gay. And yeah, like, I think, like, the whole Mitch Muffin, Mitch Mastermind thing, like, I really think he is Mitch Muffin. He's so sweet. He's so great. And he was really, really smart. I don't think anyone even really realized how smart he was. So I feel bad about coming in and blowing up his game and getting him out of the house, but that's the game. And we're going to be friends. He's coming down to Calgary for Stampede, and we're going to see each other, and it's going to be good.
All right. Now let's talk to somebody else who may not have liked your game. Yeah. Maddie. And this is not Lover's Paradise. Oh, Maddie, go ahead. What do you want to say about Maddie? And I'll say tons of people in the chat room. And of course, now I just lost who it was. But lots of people are asking, what's your relationship like with Maddie now? And what do you want to say about Maddie in the game?
I feel like this is a bit of a touchy subject. But for me, it was just, it was truly like, because I was the player that was coming in and basing everything off of just impressions of people and relationships I had with people. It was like, I felt from the moment I walked in that house that Maddie did not like me. And so I said to myself, I said, all right, you are going to wake up every day. It doesn't matter what Maddie does to you. You're going to continue to be nice to her. I was never going to be her best friend, but that's just because I'm real. I'm not going to pretend to be your best friend. I know you don't like me, but I'm going to be nice to you. I'm not going to be mean to you. And so that went on and on and on, and there was literally nothing I could do to make her like me. I even came back into the house and said, hey, Maddie, I know it would be a great idea. Why don't we still act like we hate each other, but at least work together in the game? Like, then we could, and then that didn't even work. I got put up on the block, and honestly, really, like, it's Maddie, and like, if anything, I just sort of feel bad for her that she wakes up every day and has that hate in her heart for somebody, like, just let it go. Like, she's such a cute girl, and she could be so sweet, but then other times, like, she would look at me like she literally wanted to rip my hair out, and it just kind of got old. Like, I was just sort of like, just let's get over this. Like, let's just stop. And I wish nothing but good things for her. And you know, like hopefully she grows from the experience that she had. But
do you think maybe it was because you stole her duck? How attached was she to the duck?
Oh my gosh, you're so attached to the duck.
Do you still have the duck? I forget. Did you give the duck back?
Duck back. I gave the duck back. The thing about Maddie's duck was people were always stealing it, and then she would get so mad. And then Raul finally stole it, and he found the best hiding spot for it, like under the bed in this hole, like in a corner. Like there was no finding this duck. And I would say to him, I'd be like, give her back the stupid duck. Like who cares? And then it was the night before I was leaving, like on day 27, if that means anything to anybody. And at this point, I'd been campaigning for Raul to stay. Like, I'd come to terms with the fact that I was leaving. And then Cassandra came up and was like, Maddie said that she's got the votes for you to leave, that she's got the votes. And I was thinking, no, like, I got the votes. And I was really mad about it and really upset about it. And then Raul goes, why don't you take her back?
Well...
Perfect idea.
It is a perfect... Well, let me say this. Maddie is going to be here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys want to come back and ask Maddie any of your questions, you can do that tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Now, for you, Kelsey, the chat room wants you to know that if you haven't checked it out yet, you should check out the hashtag on Twitter, Things Maddie Hates.
Okay.
Just search hashtag Things Maddie Hates.
Just me, pretty much.
Oh, it's, you know, whatever Twitter thought was something Maddie hated all season.
Oh boy. Okay.
Which, you know, is fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's all in good fun now. Game's over and we're having fun. Do you, here's Taylor Oakley 8 wants to know, Kelsey, loved your game. Do you have any advice for someone who wants to audition for Big Brother Canada next season?
For me, I think it's just go down and just be yourself, you know, be confident and show who you are and show why you would be great for the show. And, just have fun with it. You know, that's the whole thing. That's the thing I've been saying this whole season is this is a game. Like, this is an experience. Like, this is supposed to be fun. So just have fun with it and be yourself and rock it. And I'm sure you'll do great.
Redheaded Michelle says, Kelsey, as the last girl standing in a season where most of the girls were going after each other, what do you think it was that had you survive and make it to the final two?
Well, like I've been saying this whole time, it really was just my relationships. You know what I mean? And I tried to work with the girls. I would have worked with Levita, and I was working very closely with Cass until the very end. I think that she was great, and Maddie. Like I tried to work with her, and I think that for me, I don't know if this is good for everyone's game, but for me, it really is just to have those connections and be a trustworthy person. And when you say you're going to do something, do it, because then people, you know, will trust you when you say these things, and don't be scared to show your emotions and be who you are, because I would say to people, you know, bottom line, like we're all just a bunch of people living in a house together. We've got 80 days here together. Like let's have some fun and let's just, you know.
Mm-hmm. XOXO Feedsters now in the chat room wants to know, Kelsey, when can we expect a slop cookbook for future players?
Oh man, I had that slop down to a T. I had like slop chicken nuggets that were amazing, slop soup, slop cookies, slop pancakes, slop smoothie. Oh yeah, I'll come up with a cookbook for sure.
I'm telling you, I don't know why nobody has.
It's true. You should know these things. Nobody soup except for Raul, but like I thought it was so good. It was like the best part of my day was when I finally got to sit down and eat like salsa, water, and slop.
Seriously, stupid Dan Giesling makes money telling people how to talk in front of a camera to get cast. You could make money selling a slop cookbook. It could be like an edition. I'm just reminding everyone as we're getting ready to start wrapping up our show that the number one fan is going to win Kelsey's autograph, and right now it is tie-ties. Do you have any plans to get a third wheel tattoo?
Oh my God, we totally do. And I'm actually so excited because I only have one tattoo and it's really tiny. I like small little tattoos. So I think I don't know what the boys are going to do, but we're getting them on our feet. Mine's going to go up my Achilles tendon and it's like 3 wagon wheels.
Okay.
My strength, but my weakness. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want you to regret that later in life. There is good tattoo removal in the future.
It's fine. It's fine.
Look, I'm with you. I have like 4 tattoos and I was always also like, I only wanted them like really tiny.
If they're tiny and, they're in a spot that you can't really see, then like, even if you regret them, it's, I don't regret my last one, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, just don't go when you're drunk, because I got mine when I might have been intoxicated, and this was like 12 years ago when Blue's Clues was a thing. And let's just say, instead of having a Blue's Clues paw print like this big, I have a Blue's Clues paw print this big as a tramp stamp. So that's awesome. Don't do it. Just make sure that they're like this small. But no, I get it. It ties into your time in the Big Brother house, and I don't know how anybody would regret that.
No, I won't regret it. I won't do it. It won't be a tramp stamp, and it won't be this big. Don't worry.
Yeah. Now, Bruno.
It's over.
Wait, go ahead. Say it again.
I will be sober when I get the tattoo.
Okay, good. Bruno's thumb brings up a great comment in the chat room and a moment when I was screaming at you, Kelsey.
Sorry.
What was going on in that? I think it was the part 3 of the final HOH when here was my impression of you. So you're Phil, and this was you. What is it? What is it, Arissa? Is it A? Is it A? Or like you basically were screaming the answers at him. I was like, Kelsey, what are you doing?
I think my friends asked me the same thing. I think it's actually just because my mic was sitting like right here. So I was whispering to myself, but it just seemed a lot louder than it actually was. And yeah, no. And yeah. I knew that he couldn't hear me. It's okay. I had that one.
He might have had a different answer. You guys are going to have to go back and see what he said on the show we did with them at yourrealityrecaps.com/bbcan.
Do you hear me? That little shit.
You have to go back and watch. Did it affect Mitchell's Moffat wants to know, did it affect you at all that Mitch won best speech for his cancer speech and that Nick and Nikki won best kiss? Oh, okay, I got it. At the awards. I didn't know why that question was coming through.
No, not at all. Mitch's cancer speech, like, yeah, it was directed at me, and honestly, it was kind of hurtful. I was like, whoa, that's a little much, but it was a good speech. I remember standing up afterwards and being like, whoa, that was good. For somebody that would always get so nervous to do my speeches and like you have to do it, like I was impressed. So no, I think he deserved it. I wish he didn't call me cancer in it, but that's okay. And no, Nick and Nikki's kiss, man, that was one hell of a kiss. That was a good kiss. I saw that. And yeah, Jared and I were hiding behind a dog. Probably if we weren't hiding behind a dog, we would have won. Mm-hmm. So I'm okay with that. Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with all of it.
What was the song that you were always like humming in the house? A lot of people are asking.
Okay, it was Ophelia by the Lumineers, and it's so good. And the Lumineers just came out with a whole new album, and I got it to the house, and one of my handlers was like, you have to hear the album. And I have it in my Jeep right now, and I'm listening to it, and I love the Lumineers.
I do. I love them too. What was a lot of your younger fans want to know, what was one of your favorite comps that you got to play this season?
My favorite comps. I always liked the comps better when there was like nothing on, like if it was a POV or something where there wasn't something on the line, you know, like when I was fighting for my life, it was fun, but it was so stressful that it wasn't that fun. So I really liked the laundry one where we had to guess people's clothes and then throw it into the thing and then spin around on the thing. That one was one of my favorites. Is there anybody that you feel you don't think you'll stay in contact with now that the season's over? You know what? We all became so close in that house, and we share something that people, in the outside world, or even the people, the live feeders, like nobody understands what we went through in that house. So even if we didn't get along in the house, or even if, we didn't see eye to eye, or they didn't vote for me, then no, I'm not somebody really to hold a grudge and whatever. So I'm sure I'll see them all again, and I'll be excited to see them all again.
All right, last 2 questions, and this one's going to be super serious and important.
Okay.
Marsha the Moose.
Yeah.
Or our Giselle the Giraffe?
Oh, I haven't seen Giselle the Giraffe, I don't think.
Then I guess you should pick Marsha the Moose.
Okay, I like Marsha the Moose. I think she's really cute. But I like giraffes too. I don't know, tough toss-up. I'm an animal lover, so picking between a moose and a giraffe is hard for me.
Well, I would pick the moose too if I was on Canada. Most importantly, I'm going to end it with Rock's Day and where we started. She wants to know, Kelsey, do you have any plans for any fan meet and greets or anything anytime soon?
Yeah, no, I actually am in the works of planning all this stuff. I'm actually, something everyone needs to know about me is I suck on social media. Before I went into the house, like I wasn't a social media person. So then living in this bubble for 80 days and coming out of the house, like I'm even worse as a social media person. But no, I definitely have meet and greets coming up. Jared's coming down and we're planning some stuff. I just don't want to say anything yet, just until it's all concrete. But I will, and I'll get it on my Twitter, and I'll get it on my social media.
And we will post, we will retweet anything you post. We will put stuff below this video. But what Kelsey can confirm, and what is concrete, is June 22nd. She will be in New York City at the Big Brother premiere party. Now, Kelsey, if they want to follow you on social media, everything that Kelsey is going to tell us will be below this video on the edited version. But Kelsey, in case they're just listening, where can they find you on social media?
Okay, so on Instagram, I've got kfaith08, and it's like a professional photo. You'll see it. It's a good one. Then my Twitter, I don't even really know what my Twitter's called. It's just on my phone.
Your Twitter is Kelsey BB Can. It's right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
And then on Snapchat, it's kfaith008. So... yeah.
And all of those will be below this video if you guys need to know it. And Dana did a great post where she put everybody's social medias where they can find everyone on social media on the cast over at yourrealityrecaps.com/bbcan. Kelsey, obviously, you have a ton of fans and a ton of supporters that are all here right now for you. What do you want to end it with? What do you want to say to all of your fans that are here supporting you?
I just want to say to you guys, when I got out of the house, it was so overwhelming, and I didn't know what people were going to say about me or what people were going to think of me or my game or all of these things. And I just have come out and I've had so much love and support from so many people. And you just need to know that I appreciate you all so, so, so much. And thank you for being there for me. And thank you for watching the show and for understanding my strategy. And just thank you so much. You actually have no idea how much it means. It means so much.
Well, I think they do know how much it means. And that's why they are here for you. Your number one fan, Ties55, knows how much it means. Congratulations, Ties 55. You will be winning a Kelsey autograph. Go to yourrealityrecaps.com/prizes to fill out your form. And of course, Rock's Day is getting one also. How could we not? Kelsey, we all can't wait to see you on the red carpet in New York City in less than a month. We'll be back here tomorrow night with Maddie and hopefully Jared. He's the last one we need. Hopefully Maddie can put in a good word for Jared and maybe we'll get Jared on here.
Talk to Jared for you. Jared will do it. He'll do it.
All right. We'll see. Bye, everybody. We love you guys. We'll see you. I'll probably be back on here later tonight. And then I will be back tomorrow with Maddie. Thanks, chat room. Thanks, everyone. We're glad you guys had fun. Bye, everybody.